Hello everyone and welcome. This is Lisa. Thanks for joining me again for another video tutorial. Today I'm going to be talking about using some craft foam to add dimension to the whole front panel of your card so that you don't have to use a whole bunch of little tiny dimensionals. You can just use one piece of craft foam and it lifts the whole front panel up and gives the appearance that your detailed image is set in. So this is the craft foam. It's just regular craft foam that kids use. You can find it anywhere, online, in pretty much any store carries it, and it doesn't matter what color because it doesn't get seen. Okay, so we're going to be using the Falling for Leaves stamp set along with the coordinating framelits, or thinlits, excuse me, and they're called Detailed Leaves. These do come in a bundle and you can save 10%. And as you can see, they're beautiful, intricate dies. So those are the two that we're going to be using for our project today. And I've gone ahead and cut out the detailed leaf there just to save some time. But it's absolutely beautiful and intricate. As you can see, I'm trying to hold it up so that you can see. And the next thing, we have that for our sentiment. And I've gone ahead and I've embossed this with the subtle dynamic folder, embossing folder, because you have to wet it and I wanted it to have time to dry. And this is a piece of old olive, and this is our card base, which is very vanilla, thick cardstock. As usual, all the measurements will be on my blog. The craft foam is cut at just a little smaller than the front panel at 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And I'm using some tear and tape right along the very edge. We don't want to put it anywhere in the center because that's where we're going to cut out that leaf. So I'm just adding strips of the tear and tape along all 4 sides of the foam. You can also use glue or fast fuse for this. And I'm just removing the backing paper there from the tear and tape. And then we'll mount that to the back side of our panel. Okay, we're going to try to get it as center as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect because, again, no one will see this part. Okay, now that we have that adhered, excuse me, we're going to go ahead and make our die cut. We're going to be using the outline leaf, and you still just use the standard sandwich for cutting thin dies, which is the base plate, the adapter, and then the 2 acrylic plates. And yes, it will cut through that foam just like butter without a problem, because as it goes through the rollers in the big shot, it squishes the foam down. So it's not a problem. You don't have to roll it back and forth 100 times. It cuts it the first time. Okay, so now we have it back out of the big shot, and as you can see, it cut through just fine. So I'm going to remove that tape carefully because I don't want to tear my top panel. And that gives you a perfectly cut leaf for another project, as well as a piece of foam for another project that's in the shape of a leaf as well. So now we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. This is on Very Vanilla, and I'm using Blackberry Bliss ink. This is from the Falling for Leaves stamp set. And I'm stamping it on this 3 1/4 by 4 inch piece of Very Vanilla. And then I'm going to layer it on top of the 1 inch by 4 inch piece of Blackberry Bliss. And then I'm going to set that aside and we're going to go back and work on our card just a little longer. Okay, now we're going to add some more tear and tape on the back, and we're going to put it on all 4 sides just like we did the first time. Okay, now that we have that done, removing the backing paper, and we can go ahead and adhere it to our piece of early olive, or oh my goodness, it's very early in the morning, please excuse me, our piece of old olive. And I have just an 1/8 little tiny strip around there, so it's pretty close. Okay, now we can go in and adhere our sentiment piece. And I don't feel I have enough glue on there, so I have to add a little more. And then the glue decides not to come out. Okay, now we're ready. Go ahead and adhere that there. Now I'm going to show you a little trick about adhering intricate dies. Well, actually, I'm going to show you how to adhere the panel to the card base first. Okay, so we just use some regular glue and we're just laying that down. Okay, now here comes the trick. You just put some glue on your silicone mat, dab it off, and then just dab it all over your intricate die. This way you're not trying to put little tiny glue drops in there, and adhesive doesn't work because it pokes through and all of that. So this is a quick and easy way to add your intricate die without using the adhesive sheet. And you just fit it in that little hole that we made with that die, and it fits perfectly. And because it's completely covered in glue, it sets down in there very nicely. I'm just using the end of this to go around to make sure everything is adhered well. Okay, now I'm going to add this little bow, and this is the braided linen trim from the holiday catalog. And what's really cool about this ribbon is that you can use it as is, or you can pull it apart and sort of fray it, which gives it an entirely different look, and it is just the coolest stuff. I love it. You're going to be seeing me use this on a lot of projects. Okay, so one last thing we need to do is add our pearls, and I'm going to use the Pick Me Up tool that's new in our catalog. Just showing you that on one end it's a paper piercer and on the other end it's a spatula. And this makes putting gems or pearls on so easy. You just slide the spatula underneath it and then you can just place your gems exactly where you want them. I love this. I don't even know how I survived before this came out, and it's only been out a month. So if you don't have one of these in your tool arsenal, I really suggest you get one. It also comes with 2 stylus tips as well. Okay, so there's our card, and it has a lot of lovely dimension because we used that craft foam. And here's the card that I made before. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you spending time with me today, and please hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.